There's a good chance a camera has already read your license plate today. Not a red light camera, not a speed trap, something quieter than that. A small solar powered box on a pole, watching every car that passes, logging where you were and when, and sending that information into a database that thousands of police departments across the country can search. Most of the people who drive past one every day have never heard the company's name. Flock Safety. This video is the first in a four-part series where we're going to break this down piece by piece. Who they are, what their technology actually does, how deep the network goes, and what it means for you. We're starting at the beginning because the origin story matters. It tells you what the problem is that the company was actually built to solve. And it wasn't your safety, it was a business opportunity. So here's the first thing people get wrong. Flock Safety is not a government agency. It's not a police department. It's not a public utility. It is a private, for-profit technology company headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, that sells a subscription service to police departments, HOAs, and businesses. And that distinction matters because a private company doesn't answer to voters. It doesn't hold public meetings by default. It answers to its investors and its shareholders. And the money behind Flock is serious money. Venture capital firms have poured hundreds of millions of dollars into this company, and its valuation has climbed to a staggering $8.4 billion. So who built it? Well, Flock was founded in 2017 by three Georgia Tech alumni, Garrett Langley, Matt Fieri, and Paige Todd. The story Flock tells about his own founding starts small. Langley had a rash of car break-ins in his Atlanta neighborhood, and when he tried to get a security camera to help identify the people responsible, the footage wasn't good enough to do anything with. Traditional license plate reader systems existed, but they were expensive. Reporting puts the old hardware cost at somewhere around $25,000 per camera, which put them out of reach for most neighborhoods and smaller police departments. So, Langley and his co-founders literally, according to Flock's own telling, building early cameras by hand around his dining room table, set out to build something cheaper, solar-powered, and easy to deploy without trenching cable or running new internet lines. That became the Flock Safety Camera. And instead of selling the hardware outright, they built it as a subscription. A few $1,000s a year per camera, and the community gets the cameras, the maintenance, and the software bundled together. That subscription model is the business. It's not a public safety mandate. It's not a court order. It's a sales pitch made to city councils, HOA boards, and county commissioners, often by a company whose growth has been described by its own leadership as demand pooled, meaning one city sees it working in a neighboring jurisdiction and buys in. That's who Flock is. Not the government, a private company selling a product, and the product is surveillance. So, have you ever heard of an ALPR? Well, it stands for Automated License Plate Reader. And if I just stopped the explanation there, you'd probably walk away thinking these cameras do one thing: read plates. That is not the whole picture. And it's not an accident that the marketing leans on that name. Here's what these cameras actually capture. Yes, the plate number, but also the vehicle's make, model, and color, distinguishing features such as a dent, a bumper sticker, a roof rack, a cracked taillight, time, location, down to the specific camera and direction of travel. All of it gets uploaded automatically to a searchable database the instant your car passes the lens. That means the system isn't just built to answer whose plate is this, it's built to answer questions like, Which red pickup trucks with a specific bumper sticker passed through this intersection in the last 30 days? That's not license plate reading. That's vehicle fingerprinting. Building a searchable profile of a car and its movements, whether or not there's ever a plate match involved. And the camera is just the entry point. Flock has expanded well past ALPRs into gunshot detection sensors, AI powered video search across camera feeds, drones, and a real time crime center software platform the company calls Flock OS, which is built specifically to pull all of these data streams together into one interface for police to search. So, when someone tells you it's just a license plate reader, that undersells what actually is being built. It's a surveillance platform that happens to have started with license plates. And here's where it stops being a local story. A single Flock camera on your street is one data point. But Flock's business model isn't built around isolated local deployments, it's built around connecting them. The company operates what's been described in its own contracts in reporting as a national lookup or statewide lookup feature, a setting that lets a participating agency search camera data collected by any other participating agency in the country, not just their own jurisdiction. Multiply that by the number of agencies actually on the network. Flock says it works with thousands of law enforcement agencies and operates well over 100,000 cameras across the country. Every one of those cameras is a potential entry point into a single, searchable, nationwide system. Not because any single government built it that way, but because a private company designed the product to work that way and sold agencies on turning the sharing on. And once that sharing is on, the question of who gets to search it stops being simple. Investigative reporting, including audits obtained from thousands of agencies, has documented searches run in connection with protest activity and instances where local police reached federal agencies, including immigration enforcement, sometimes without the local agency that owns the cameras fully understanding where their data was going. That's the shape of the network. Thousands of cameras feeding one searchable system with the switch to open that system up to outside agencies sitting in the hands of a private company's contract terms, not a law your city council voted on in public. So that's the who, the what, and the how it connects. A private company born out of one man's break in and a gap in the market that built a camera platform now stretching across the country. One that does a lot more than read plates and connects a lot further than your neighborhood. Next time, we're going to answer the question that matters most once you understand that the network exists. Who actually gets to look at your data? And what stops them from looking when they shouldn't?